So I know this country has been through some tough times. Locking almost everyone in their homes for about 2 years, it's going to take a toll on people. Plus, depending on which TV channel you're watching, this president is the worst of all time. Or the last one is the worst of all time. Now, most people know that toning down the rhetoric and uniting the country will be the best in the long run. But from what I've seen this week, it's not looking good. Remember a few years ago the irredeemable, deplorable speech? Well, that didn't work out too well for her.
You can put half of Trump's supporters into what I call the basket of deplorables. Right? The racist, sexist, homophobic, xenophobic, Islamophobic, you name it. Now some of those folks, they are irredeemable, but thankfully they are not America.
But not to be outdone, we have the current mumbler-in-chief who just called Republicans kind of fascists. I wonder how you can be kind of fascist. I actually wonder if he even knows what being a fascist means. You know what? I'm not sure I know what being a fascist means. Let's go over to dictionary.com and see what they have to say. A fascist is someone who supports or promotes fascism. Not helpful. A system of government led by a dictator who typically rules by forcefully and often violently suppressing opposition and criticism, controlling all industry and commerce, and promoting nationalism and often racism. Let's see if I get this right. Led by a dictator. What if someone canceled most of the oil pipelines, then sent our strategic oil reserves overseas, and then just canceled student debt with the stroke of a pen for some, but not for all? See, Congress controls spending, but a dictator just does what he wants. Okay, first part, check. Protesters who were let into the Capitol building on January 6th, they were escorted by cops. Now, this is not my opinion. This is according to video evidence and AOC's testimony. And they were locked up for over a year. Suppressing opposition, part 2, check. Arresting Gavin McInnes, raids on Trump's house, raids on Project Veritas, etc., etc. Controlling criticism, part 3, check. FBI asks YouTube and Twitter to shadow ban any news that makes Hunter Biden look, well, like Hunter Biden. Now there are many more examples, but you know where this video is being posted. Controlling industry and commerce? That's another check. Turned Pride Month into a national holiday. And BLM support is definitely racist. Check 5, check 6. Will someone tell Joe that he is a textbook definition, according to dictionary.com, that he is the actual fascist? So, Joe definitely wants to divide the country even more. MAGA Republicans. Does he even know what MAGA stands for? I'll give you a hint. It's not Make America Germany Again. But wait. Just because half of the country actively hates the other half doesn't mean we need to lower the temperature. Of course not. There's another Democrat who wants in on the action. This might be the governor's version of, hey, hold my beer. Yesterday, the non-elected governor of New York actually stated, quote, just jump on a bus and head down to Florida where you belong, okay? You are not New Yorkers.
And Zeldin and Molinaro, just jump on a bus and head down to Florida where you belong, okay? Get out of town. Get out of town. Because you don't represent our values. You are not New Yorkers.
She looked right into the camera with her melted candle face and told all 5.4 million registered Republicans to get out of her state. Now, everyone's initial reaction was shock and outrage. Hold on a minute. Nothing about this should be shocking to you. Let's roll back the timeline a little bit and see if we could have predicted this. Let's go way back. We're going to start talking about taxes. Most business owners are fairly conservative. Most business owners pay a lot in taxes. Because they are business owners, they also pay Social Security tax and employment taxes. They also employ people. quite a lot of them, and they pay taxes on their wages provided by the business owner. New York is crazy with taxes, and that disproportionately affects conservatives. Now, most older people are conservative. It has been said that if, as a young person, you are not a Democrat, then you're heartless. But as an older person, if you are not a Republican, you are brainless. Now, the recent disease that shall not be named affected more older people. No one debates this. And the last governor of New York decided to put all of the sick people into nursing homes, which was devastating to the old population. Now, Trump sent that medical ship hospital, which was unused, plus they transformed the Javits Convention Center into a hospital, also unused. But they sure did pack those sick people into the nursing homes, didn't they? You take that as you wish, but the results were devastatingly clear. What about sanctuary cities? New York has its arms wide open for migrants. Now, just this month, they're putting them into lavish off-Broadway hotels. So you better know your place. New York has a ranking order. It's a hierarchy. 1. Democrat politicians and elite media types. Boom, top of the list. 2. Democrat political donors, hedge fund managers, and other banking types that fund or juggle money around for these schemes. They are near the top of the list. 3. Democrat voters, all of them, with ID, without ID, mail-in voters, alive voters, the other kind. 4. Immigrants. They're soon to be Democrat voters once they bribe them with enough free stuff. 5. Non-voters. These are just regular people trying to get through the day, not political at all. And 6. Bottom of the list, Republicans. Hey, they're not even real New Yorkers, and they should leave. According to the non-elected governor. Hey, her words, not mine. So you see, they've made it pretty clear. They don't want you. They don't even like you. They're just saying it out loud now. So, we're getting close to the midterms, and they're already ramping up their rhetoric way past 11. It smells like desperation to me. I'm not sure if she knows what the results would be of her request. You know, all the Republicans leaving New York. So this can go a few ways. Let's game this out. One possible outcome. All Republicans just leave. Granted, very low probability. But you're talking about a lot of businesses and tradesmen, truck drivers. That sure would put a hole in their economy. And I gotta tell you, New York is not doing well as it is. Second scenario. Every Republican votes. Now, most don't, because they've been beaten down into thinking they can't win. However, there are way more than they want you to believe. If all 5.4 million vote, just like that, it would sweep the elections and New York would become a red state overnight. Do you know when Governor Cuomo got elected in 2018, he only received 3.6 million votes? That was 59% of the votes. If every Republican wins, they take every Senate seat, every local election, they take the governor, they take Congress, they take everything. Just like that. It just becomes red. And look at that map. Most of the state is red. It went red in 2018. The only exceptions are giant cities. But you still can win if you get out and vote. Now, third option. This one actually has a chance of being very easy to do, and it will work, but it might actually happen. Republicans boycott. Now, boycotts aren't that hard. If they want a divided country, give it to them. The next time you need some work around the house, ask them how they voted. Only shop in places that support you. It's really easy now. There's a new app called Public Square. It's publicsq.com. It's a free phone app, and it helps you find local businesses that support freedom in America. Now, this is not a paid endorsement, but I use the product. And if they want to contact me, I'm listening. Now, same goes for contractors, plumbers, landscapers, everyone. If you see a Biden flag, just say you're booked and can't provide service at this time. Same goes with those BLM flags. I remember specifically when they made a big campaign about shopping at black-owned stores. Now, let me just make this very clear before you guys rage in the comment section, and you still might. I don't have any problems with asking people to shop at black-owned stores. Nope, don't care at all. But by the exact same logic, it's okay to ask people to shop at stores that don't hate them. Hey, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. I didn't make the rules. I'm just playing by their terms. So in reality, I doubt much of this is going to happen. But what if? What if 10 to 20% make a serious change? That would be enough. Don't count on your neighbors to do it. You need to do it. You can make the difference. Did you know that only 3% of the colonists fought in the Revolutionary War and we beat England? England, the strongest army on the planet at the time. I'm not even asking for you to do anything like that. I'm just asking you to spend 5 minutes before you give your money away to someone that hates you. And this won't be the end. We still haven't heard from Kamala or Nancy Pelosi or Adam Schiff or any of those other knuckleheads. They all might say something dumb in the next couple of weeks. It's still early, and this is only the midterms. Just wait until 2024. It is going to get 500% more weird. You better buy popcorn.